And we're back with an all new show, Blue Damage. I just got back from Colombia where I celebrated the birthday of my friend Tiffany Haddish. I
Nice.
have to tell you, we were trying to think of places to go. I'm definitely over Aruba. I have Aruba'd out. So definitely thinking of places to go. And she wanted to do something warm and fun and if you've never been to Colombia, black people, if you have not traveled this year or last year or ever, because some of us ain't never got nowhere, you need to go to Colombia. The richness of the culture, the vibrance of the city, it's open now. So there's lots of nightlife and beautiful restaurants with live bands. And then we went yachting and all that. And we had a really good time, but it was really interesting also how many hoes is there. They got
Wait, what?
prostitutes popping pussy. Prostitutes are popping pussy on every corner. And even what made me sad was the first night we got there and we went to dinner, we went out for drinks. There was these young kids calling us from above, and they thought that the guy with me was Daddy Yankee, which was hilarious. They kept saying Daddy Yankee, Daddy Yankee, Daddy Yankee, but it's a lot of energies over there. So I had to Google the age of consent. The age of consent in that country is 14 years old. I don't understand.
No.
14 years old. I said to my crew, we not talking to no kids no more out here. Don't say nothing to nobody because it's so much going on. There's so much prostitution that I didn't know what was happening. But I said there needs to be a global conversation around increasing the age to 18 all across the world. I don't understand why it's not that way.
I mean, even in America,
Yeah.
though, there's some places where you can do 14 or 16 here. So even we can't even get our shit together federally, let alone globally. So I think 18 is probably a good litmus for me. But if you're checking technicalities like that, like is 14 versus 16, you already have a bigger problem. That's how I feel. At a certain point, if you get too low, that's already a smokescreen for something else for me.
If the person you trying to sleep with has a Smurf backpack,
You know
okay,
what?
and
Mm-mm.
wears it to school, and the school has lockers in the hallway, you probably shouldn't be talking to that person. I've never
I,
understood why anybody has looked at how anybody's looked at a child and thought, "Oh, I want that." When I worked at juvenile probation, we used to have to strip search and monitor showers of the juvenile inmates. And I will tell you this: there was never one time in my 3 years working there, being a gay man, being a man, that I looked at a person in that building. I looked at them as a child. I looked at them as somebody that I had to protect. And I don't know if that's because I'd been molested or because I swore to an oath at the time to honor and protect these kids, but I always wanted them to be better. I never felt like it was an opportunity to take advantage of them, and I don't understand why these countries still have laws in place that create safe havens for people to have sex with them.
I think what's nastier is in this country, I've seen some sick people trying to make pedophilia like a sexual orientation. And I thought that was really effing disturbing right there. I'm
And
like, that's
disrespectful. Very
it's not a
disrespectful.
sexual orientation, bro. That's just nasty.
Well, listen, I'm an advocate of protecting children. I am being sued right now because on a streaming platform, I decided to hold somebody accountable who was soliciting sex from a minor and using the platform to do that. This person is now suing me. And, I was talking to my legal team yesterday, talking about our recourse and strategy. And I said to them, I wear this as a badge of honor. I will wear this lawsuit as a badge of honor, and I want the world to know that I'm being sued for this because, ultimately, the more of us need to use our platforms to hold those people accountable who are going behind the guise of people's parents and circumventing parent protection to take advantage of young kids. And now there was a whole conversation online where when I did that, people were saying, well, what about the kid? What about the kid? I don't give a shit if the kid is 17 and a half, built like a Brad Pitt-esque man, or has the dick the size of a donkey and is slinging it around to everybody in their community. You don't have the right to violate the law and take advantage of that child. And there are times where young fans of mine will slide in my DMs and say, Jason Lee, oh my God, I love you. I'm a fan of yours. Talk to me about this. How's Cardi? What's up with it? I don't even respond because I don't want no smoke. I don't even want that conversation to turn left. I don't want it to be you're cute. I don't want none of that. And I just realized that when I was over there and I was thinking about the age of consent being 14, that these could be safe havens for pedophiles from our country who want to go on trips and take advantage of kids in those countries. Because I had to ask my friend Rob, I said, wait a minute. So if I was from America and I wanted to sleep with a 14-year-old, but it's illegal in America, which, by the way, it is legal to sleep with 15 and 16-year-olds, even in our own country, which is fucking nasty. I could fly to another country and have sex with a minor
Mm-hmm.
and it'd be legal. And he said, yeah. And I said, that's just crazy.
That actually has
People,
a name. It's called sexual tourism. It's really popular with rich older white men in particular. And sexual tourism has been an ongoing problem. I have a friend who said that when he went to Honduras, he had family there, and his brothers were talking about how they wanted to like upgrade from their wives to 15-year-old girls who wouldn't talk back so much. So even culturally speaking, too, in some countries, there are men who think, well, if I upgrade from a 35-year-old with all these opinions to a 15-year-old girl who doesn't say much, that's considered acceptable in the community. So I think there is a global issue. And we also have to remember your frontal lobe that literally dictates your ability to make wise decisions doesn't even congeal until you're 25. So your brain is still mushy till 25, guys. So when you're talking about these young kids, it's not just how are they built, they're not mentally equipped to even be an equal. So it's an abuse of power in some degrees.
I don't even know where to find a 17-year-old. I like what Jason said.
High
It's like
school.
if yeah, like like honestly, being that my son is like going to middle school one day, I'm kind of keeping an eye out for where the high schools and stuff are. But I just think it's just a weird predatory behavior to go on these social media platforms, to go around schools or McDonald's or wherever you find high school kids at. I can't find a high school kid. I don't know if I'm not out at the same time. Like it's a lot of sick people out here. It takes a lot of work to be a predator like that.
Well, and we're not really with social media anymore. I feel like social
Yeah.
media is the new ice cream truck. I feel like you can slide up into kids' DMs, you can go around their parents' back, you could do it at any hour of the day, you could do it without being caught on camera. You get screenshot, but I still feel like parents need to do a better job of monitoring their children, monitor their behavior, monitor who their friends are, be aggressive, and while they in your house, be all up in their shit. Go in their bags, go in their books, look in their phones, look in their photos, get their passwords. If you want to have, this is why I could not have a child, because I know the world that we live in right now is so wicked that I don't have the time to be with my child all day, every day, and a nanny ain't good enough. A nanny ain't good enough. And
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, it really bothered me being over there thinking that, and there was nothing even happening. I just had this thought that, why are these little kids so friendly to strangers? In our country, we're trained, don't talk to strangers. Don't go over there and talk to that stranger. Don't. These kids were like calling all their friends over to be all in our face, and it's not because they saw Tiffany, because Tiffany hadn't been at the table yet. Yeah, it's really crazy. I wish that the world would do more in terms of governing how people interact with children. And I think when it comes to sexual predacy, I just feel like, because there are sick people out there and weirdos on streaming apps that sue people for keeping the app safe. You should really make sure that the UN, why is it the UN talking about this? Raise the age to 18. And even then, that's still too young, but
Amen.
still raise it. Damaged and Blue, what have you guys been up to?
Man, in the gym, I'm trying to get back. 2022's coming, trying to get back. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know you got your own gym at your spot, Jason, so you spoiled. But when you have to walk a few miles or ride a few miles down there, you go in there and put that work in. So I'm just been focusing, get my physique now, got my retainers back in. I'm trying to make 2022 a big year.
Nice.
Yes. So I'm in the same space, but my problem is I made the mistake of having two new workout buddies who are both athletes.
Yeah.
And so I spent a lot of time crying after our adventures together. Like I literally was weeping. We went on a hike and they were like, Blue, this is the easiest hike in all of Los Angeles. This will be cake for you. Halfway through, I started like, guys, I think I'm dying. They're like, we haven't gotten to the entrance yet. I was like, what you mean? So I have been in a lot of pain, a lot of pain because when you're dealing with an athlete, their version of easy is the normal person's intermediate.
Mm-hmm.
And they're not showing me any grace. I've started Googling BCAA powders and recovery and foam rollers. Like I just feel like I'm constantly in pain. So that's been my life
No,
recently.
I'm with you. My
Hate it.
trainer is from hell. He canceled our appointment today, and it was the fastest no problem I've ever sent in a text message ever. I've only worked out with him twice in 2.5 weeks because one day left me in pain for 4 days. And I don't know if it's just because my exterior, I'm 44 years old, so my mind thinks I'm 24, but the body like, nah, nigga. This, you know how you had them old cars back in the days, you had to warm them up before you can get in
Mm-hmm.
and drive
Mm-hmm.
off. I got to warm this thing up. So he's really, really good. He's very, very good, and he's good to look at too. So I can't stop watching him, which
Oh.
motivates me to get in there. And then I don't want to look like a bitch while I'm working out. So shout out to him. Yeah, no pain, no gain really is a real thing. And I really feel like, to Damage's point, 2022, for whatever reason, because there's no seminal moment, it's just something about that year has me on fire over here with all the things that I'm building for Hollywood Unlocked, with the courses, my new book, the Hollywood Unlocked Studios, just new opportunities, new partners, partnership at Facebook. So just really excited of everything coming in. I pray that everybody else is out there getting ready like we are. Now, somebody who else is having a very interesting 2021 and going to have a more interesting 2022 is Jussie Smollett. Now, you may have
Oh.
remember on the Breakfast Club, I talked about the time I went over to his house, was rubbing on that ass with the cat in the background. Well, somebody might be rubbing his ass when he gets to prison because there's just so much evidence. There's so much evidence showing that he faked this attack. You know, side
Allegedly.
note, Side note, when I was rubbing Jussie Smollett's ass, I don't think either one of us ever thought he would be as famous as he is right now. So I kind of want to testify in the case, like, Your Honor, I've seen both sides of this defendant, but nonetheless, I'm not there. So Jussie Smollett, alleged hate crime hoax trial has been a mess, and so the prosecutors have made their final remarks. Per ABC News, prosecutor Dan Webb told the jury that the evidence against Smollett faking a hate crime is, quote, overwhelming, and that his actions caused the Chicago Police Department to spend a lot of wasted time and resources investigating this alleged crime. Now, for all of you that don't remember, Jussie Smollett is the guy from the show, not Power, it's the one
Empire.
that Power was like,
Empire.
Empire. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Jussie was a star of the show, and then he fucked it off, and that's why everybody's unemployed over there. Cookie is crumbling. Nobody got anything. Well, he said that some people from Blue's backyard, caught him slipping on the way home from Subway and tied him up with a noose and choked him out
Nigeria is not my backyard.
and poured Haiti, Nigeria, same thing, and then poured bleach on him. It was all crazy. Well, anyway, it sent it sent the world into a frenzy, thinking that somebody would actually do that. Now, I personally think Lee Daniels is behind this storyline. I think Lee Daniels set all this up, but I don't know. Either way, allegedly, the jury in Jussie's trial, they just started deliberating, and they decide whether or not the Empire's actor's going to be guilty on 6 counts of a felony and making a false police report and other things. So I don't know. This is just messy to me. And for this to happen in Chicago, of all places, when we know Chicago has real issues in their community, real crime that they're working on. And, it just made the city look bad. It made everybody look bad, including those 2 Africans who had nothing to do with it. And they have also,
Wait.
I believe, said that
Wait.
just orchestrated it all.
Oh,
So, and that's where I'm at with it. So, are they two? Are they
right.
not on the defense together? Or are they separate? Like, is Jussie trying to throw all of them under the bus? Like, what's been his defense? Because
They're
I don't
throwing
understand.
him under the bus. Yeah.
They're throwing him under the bus, but Jussie is throwing everybody under the bus. Jussie's throwing
Okay.
prostitutes under. Jussie is throwing them under the bleach bus, baby. Every time I look on Hollywood Unlocked, it's a new post about Jussie throwing somebody under the bus. So yeah, the Nigerians have come together and they were like, you ain't about to scam us out our freedom. He did it.
Okay. So I have to pull a Chris Cuomo. I have to say that Jussie and I have a lot of mutual friends, and so
You didn't rub
I'm
his ass
using.
like I did.
Allegedly, we have a lot of mutual friends, and so for the sake of being honest, have to say that there's a slight conflict of interest where I'm choosing my words carefully. That being said, his friends actually behind the scenes have his back. They can't say, in public because they have careers and direct deposits and mortgages to pay. But like behind the scenes, his tribe actually really does have his back. He is very beloved. And so shout out to the crew of people whose names I can't mention who love Jussie. However, I do think the trial was a little messy and it felt like an episode of Empire. Like weird things came out, like Lee Daniels told Jussie that he was fat. And I was like, well, that's a little rich. And then Jussie was like, I was supposed to be the Black Cary Grant. And then me and the personal trainer went to a bathhouse and sucked each other off and did cocaine. And my whole thought was, what does this have to do with the case? I was so confused.
Who he suck off with the cocaine?
They were mentioning that him and one of the trainers went on a little date night where they did some cocaine. They went to a bathhouse. They made out. There might have been some sucky. Like all types of messy stuff came out.
That's me being messy, acting like I don't know. Apparently, Jussie said that Bola Osundairo, whatever his name is, who they called Bond, helped him get drugs, including cocaine. So they went to the house that she talked about, and in Chicago they have what's called a bathhouse. Now, for those of you that don't know what a bathhouse is, I've been to one. Okay, they have little holes They have holes all over the wall. It ain't because they got termites, bitch. You put a dick in there, get sucked off, and you keep it pushed into the metro train. Well, either way, they said that they were out one night, or Jussie did, and Jussie testified that they got a private room and did more drugs and made out. So now, they done sucked each other off, and now they done sucked the career out of Jussie playing around with the storyline, pretty much, right?
So it could have been, you guys, let's just say, and this is not me being biased, I'm just saying that if somebody wanted to set Jussie up, he was primed for the picking. I'm just saying that. So if they were setting him up, he gave them too much access, and he was primed for the picking.
I mean, how would they know all these details to set up Jussie? Like he had to be a part
because
of it.
Because the gays talk when they out here playing kissy, child.
Well, but he had to be
on a first date
in some way. 3 a.m. in the middle of downtown Chicago by a subway. Like they have to know where you're at. It's not like
he went to go get a foot long.
He says though that it's Lee Daniels' fault because if Lee Daniels had not called him fat, he wouldn't have had to look for a trainer.
Here's the problem.
Wait. So Lee Daniels is because Lee Daniels called him fat, that drove him to go find a Subway sandwich at midnight and some trainers who would suck him off in a bathhouse and then tie him up and throw bleach on.
I just work here. Okay, Jussie, I tried.
The sad part about this is that white people accepted Jussie Smollett. He co-hosted Live with Kelly. He's done things in the mainstream world that pushed past whatever black box his sister Journey had been in over in Eve's Bayou. Like he literally got accepted by mainstream media and did all that. And then, I think, people have said that fame is a drug, and he probably wanted to get more and more high. And what better way to get high than to say, Unya Bahu tied you up, threw bleach on you while you were sucking down a foot long.
He called himself the gay Tupac one time. That's when he lost when he called himself the gay Tupac.
But that's what I'm saying. Like when this attack first happened, the cops checked his phone, and the first call he made after he was attacked was to Lee Daniels. So there's some kind of storyline being made here. After I'm being
fat,
and this was the phone call. It's handled. As soon as that was the phone call, I'm telling you, because remember, Power started to get close to beating Empire in the ratings. And I just think that maybe this was a way because nobody was not talking about Empire at this point. Everything was Jussie from Empire. And I know Cookie was sitting in the background grabbing her cookies like, girl, it's out. Now, to your point, you said something that I just have to clarify because I just totally disagree with. If I get in some shit and y'all don't have my back publicly, do not be my friend privately. I said a long time ago on my Instagram that I'm tired of people supporting me privately that don't support me publicly. I'll give a real life example. Now there's a lot of celebrities, who are starting to trust me more, not just because I'm changing or whatever, but because they saw Rihanna on the red carpet say that when she wants to talk to her people, she goes to Hollywood Unlocked. I can't tell you how many brands I've sent you that to, because now what I've learned is that people have been fans of me and my work privately for a long time. They watch my show. I've heard Lady Gaga watch the show. I heard Diddy watch the show. But then when it comes time to supporting me publicly and coming on the show or whatever, they're nowhere to be found. I don't want your private support if publicly you don't show up.
Well, I will just say this: that's them. They all chose that, but I think damage can attest to this. I'm the opposite. If I am your friend, and even somebody talks about you, even fleetingly ill, I am the friendship goon. I will rise up, like, say that again. So I'm very big on supporting people publicly, and I do agree with you on that, Jason. It's just that some of these people are A-list, and because the story was fuzzy, they had to protect their interest in their camps. So I do understand when you have a whole huge ecosystem behind you, supporting your friend might cost you the ability to pay the 400 people who are depending on you. So that's when it gets a little bit tricky.
They know that
Mm.
shit is set up. Talking about fuzzy. That story ain't nothing fuzzy about this story. It's case
I'm choosing my
closed.
words carefully. It's fuzzy,
Right.
Fuzzy.
y'all.
I think the crazy part for me though is you couldn't just say you were walking back from getting a tuna sandwich and got robbed at gunpoint. That would have been more believable. You were tied up by some white men who said "Make America Great Again" and then poured bleach on you
Yeah.
and called you a nigger. Like, and you was with two black ass Africans who were sucking your dick in a damn
No,
pool at a damn park or wherever they was at with the bathhouse. Like, what is happening?
they were caught on camera. They were caught
Doing what?
buying do rags and all types of shit on camera. They were caught. Everybody was caught. Like it's all caught.
If
Here's
Lee
my thing,
Daniels had never called him fat, none of this would have happened.
and my question is, why a do rag? Were you gonna fuck him like a thug? Was thug passion? I know you said you was the gay Tupac, so now Jussie, you was
Gay
gonna put the do
Tupac.
rag on and be thug passion. I can't. It's
He kept the
disrespectful to
noose
the
on
icon. No, he kept the noose on what?
when the cops came. You don't remember the
He,
video?
he 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 had a noose
Kept the
around his neck
noose
when the cops
on.
got him. It was a prop.
Okay,
Like he had the
okay,
noose.
okay. I'm done. We're gonna move on to the next story because at this point, mental health has to be a conversation, right? Mental. If you sat around with a fake noose around your neck, waiting for the police to show up to say, "Hey, the white man just tried to hang me," where was he gonna hang you at, nigga? Subway sandwich?
Oh
What?
God, I tried. I
What's
tried, y'all. I
happening?
really did.
Jussie, I'm telling you now. If I would have been, if Jussie, if you would have let me hit that night I was at your house, actually it was morning. My allergies was acting up because the cat was there. But if I would have hit that ass, I'm telling you right now, you would not be in trouble. Because if I was your man, I'd have put up on you like, get your ass in the car, take that noose off your neck, put that in the trash, and you, Obahu and Boom Boo, get in the car and we out. Get your chocolate chip cookies, get your tuna sandwich, get the hell in the car. Are you
There's no
crazy?
tuna in the tuna sandwich. Remember, Jason, you can't get tuna
I
from
know, but
Subway.
look, you know what else is crazy? You know what else is crazy? Brashear Gray, all of the kids over there went crazy. Uh, the man who was dating the woman who was really married to the woman in the show, Trey or Try or whatever, he was the most
Hmm.
liked person, kind of cute, whatever, but he's the least famous. Brashear Gray, he locked up somewhere looking like he didn't hit a good meth pipe, and then now Jussie, he fucking around with two Africans, and you know they was hitting that thing from both ends. Both them hoses feel like a damn Oreo cream puff. Either way, it's too much. Where's Terrence Howard and Cookie? Please call me.
Oh
All right,
God,
let's move
Terrence
on.
Howard.
Another person in the news that I really don't care to talk about anymore because her relationship keeps changing like her nose. Khloe Kardashian. You know, she's in the news again. By the way, Khloe, your work looked cool for a while, but I don't know if it's just bad contouring or bad angles or just you sitting up too high now or you need to put a bag over your face. You are starting to look like somebody else, and I don't like it. I love Khloe. She's a nice girl. I used to have her number. She changed it when she got back with Tristan, which I never understood, by the way, because the makeup you're using to contour your nose, you need to give it to Tristan to put him around them dark ass eyes he got. I don't even know how he gets so much pussy out here, but let's get into it. Khloe is now mad because she's responding to fans who are saying that she was shading Halle Berry. Now, we all know there's some people you can shade, but you better not shade Halle Berry. This is what happened. She's responded to a claim that she shaded Halle Berry as the actress accepted the People's Icon Award at the 2021 People's Choice Award. Now, Khloe attended the award alongside her sister Kim Kardashian and Kris Jenner, her mama. Now, Kim won an award there too for fashion something. I don't know. But either way, when Halle Berry took to the stage to accept her award, the camera panned to Khloe, who had a face of boredom. Now, after a Twitter person wrote, Khloe had a I don't care sort of look when Halle was accepting her award on stage. Khloe took the time to respond to fans. Is this what she said? That's disappointing. My face gave that expression. Halle Berry is such a force, absolutely stunning and beyond talented. She continued appearing to reference the ongoing drama with her baby daddy, Tristan, saying, quote, to be honest, I'm barely in my own body right now. Please don't read into anything. Also, please don't tear me apart because you assume something.
Oh, Big Tristan back at it again, huh?
I
Back
agree
at
with.
it
I'm gonna be
again.
honest, you guys. I agree with Chloe on this one. I think people are being really mean spirited. When you get your heart broken, and this I can speak from experience, unfortunately, when you're a highly functioning person and you get your heart broken, in moments where nobody's watching, you go blank because you're imploding. And Chloe is somebody who, from watching her on the show, she was sad when Beyonce had the album that came out, Lemonade, and we saw her at that basketball game with the blank expression right after finding out all of Jay-Z's indiscretions. We saw the exact same look on her face and we showed her grace and said, damn, she's sad. Chloe has the exact same moment, and because she's a Kardashian, oh, she's shading Halle Berry. I just think she was sad and you guys are being mean. I think the lady got her heart broken in the public forum.
I'm gonna side with you and say that I don't think that she was shading Halle Berry because she wouldn't be stupid
Yeah.
enough to do that. But I will say she's stupid. She deserves everything she's gotten with Tristan. She created that life for her because in her mind, she didn't want to be a baby mama. See, the thing about these women that sleep with all these black men is you want to fuck on all our men, but the minute they leave you, like they left the black woman for you and you become a baby mama, you too enter into the percentile of being nothing more than a used up puss who spit out some kids by a man who left a bitch like you before. I don't understand why the whole world wants to have sympathy for Khloe Kardashian. I don't have sympathy for her nose. I don't have sympathy for her ass. I don't have sympathy for nothing about her. And the Good Religion, is that what her name jeans are called? Good
Yeah.
Champion,
No,
whatever
good
it is, it ain't that
good
good.
American. Good American.
It ain't that good. It ain't that good. There's a black woman that's at the helm of that company, and why she don't got no black people doing it? Maybe she does, maybe she don't. I don't know. But let me tell you what a good American would do. A good American will walk up to Chloe and tell her, "You deserve everything you get. The way that you made Jordan pack up that one little satchel and flee from Kylie's house, and then took the man back, who then took down every other woman allegedly and popped out all these kids." See, I have a problem with men who have flat not I was gonna say flaccid dicks. I have a problem with them too. But I have a problem with men who have poor dick control. You keep throwing that thing in every hole you can get, some of my friends too, and then you don't wear protection and then people get pregnant. I don't understand what's happening. Why? What's going on?
Yeah, at this
Help me.
point, it's vasectomy time. I don't even know how we got this far. I didn't think Tristan had it in him to have another one. Like, to be honest, I was so surprised when another story came out. I said, man, this dude just don't learn. Right? Chloe, I'm not going to say she deserved it, but you got to walk away. I don't know if she's holding it together for pride, ego, the press. You got to get away from that situation. And when you, I guess when you want to say they kicked old girl away that had our one satchel, she's been doing good ever since. Jordan Woods has been fine ever since she left that circle. So I don't know. I don't know if this is some karma on Chloe's behalf. I don't want to put Tristan's wrongdoing on Chloe's karma because that's not cool to do. But at this point,
I
baby
th-
girl, you got to get away.
Well, well,
I
no,
think it
she
is
did it.
karma. I think it is
She did
karma.
it to Trina with French. Trina was here on the show and didn't want to throw her under the bus, but it's her karma. Kylie did it to Black China with Tyga. It's happened, right? So it's the family is just it's their curse at this point. But let me tell you something. Chloe is now she's currently in the middle of another scandal with Tristan, which is what we were alluding to. Now he's being sued by some woman named Marley Nichols for child support and pregnancy related fees after she said that they conceived a child together in March. Now this was around the time where Chloe and Tristan were allegedly still together. So people are saying that even after Chloe changed her number, cut me out of her life, the Jordan Woods went off and did her thing. After all that drama on the show where she was screaming in slow motion, she took him back, and the man has since had 2 or 3 alleged affairs or children. You remember the one girl whose Instagram, her name is, what was her name? Sydney, not Sydney Star, but Sydney, whatever her name is. Her Instagram, Sydney Chase, her Instagram got deleted, and there's rumors that Tristan paid somebody to do it. So, I mean, that's allegedly. I don't know if that's true or not, but either way, I just feel like Chloe at this point, you deserve everything you get. Now, I don't use your baby to say y'all are co-parenting and it's difficult. Yeah, it is difficult to co-parent, but guess what? A lot of black women do it. And since y'all want to be black women, step up, tie your wig up, and get to pushing. Because you have a man who's a know nothing ass nigga. And that's
This
all.
Yo,
proves Brittany Renner was right, guys. By the way, when she said that athletes are reckless with the peen, this guy had sex with a woman one time, didn't wear a condom, and got her pregnant. You guys need to start listening to these video vixens and these hoes who are warning you that you should wrap it up, Tristan.
no,
Excuse
what you
me, excuse me, excuse me. He's a basketball player. His job is to get the ball in the hole, ain't it?
You know
Okay,
what?
so when he gets the cum in the egg, ain't that his motherfucking job? He's a 3-point shooter. There you go. He's
no, he
hitting
ain't.
all the baskets.
I'm done,
But my
Jason.
thing is his circle, right? So I don't know Tristan's circle, but I did see a video of him on LeBron's lawn, and like it's nobody in his ear giving him some kind of advice like, bruh, stop, bruh, get a vasectomy, bruh,
or or
here's some
or or
condoms.
or bruh, pull out.
Bruh, stop pulling up so you don't have to pull out. Like at some point, he has to be locked down. If I was his friend, what he's been through, I'm like, bro, I'm not letting you out my sight because you always get somebody pregnant when we do.
At this point, you guys know last year we created hashtag track Tristan to see his penis. If you have a picture of his penis, please submit it to info@hollywoodunlocked.com. We'll put it right here at the bottom of the screen. All right.
Wow.
Well, friend of the show and friend of ours, Marlo Hampton, she's in the news because she posted something on her Instagram. Marlo finally got her peach. Some people are saying she doesn't deserve the peach. I've said publicly and privately she deserves the peach. But either way, she posted some online, and it was a meme. And she reposted on her Instagram story, and this is what she said. Check his phone before you buy him something for Christmas. And then she added her own little note saying, save your money, let the homegirl buy him a gift. I thought that was really interesting. I don't know if I saw. Wait, post the photo up one more time. Let me read it again. Say, check his phone before you buy him something for Christmas. Save your money, let the homegirl buy him a gift. What do you think about that?
Somebody's upset. Somebody is pissed. I will say this first off, I don't think I've ever received a Christmas gift from a boo. So all this check his phone before save your money. Y'all been saving y'all money, ladies. The money's been saved. But there are people out there, women and men. Fellas, check your homegirl phone too. I mean, check your girl phone too. It's a lot of people doing their little sneaky links during the winter time. Be careful out there. I'm not into checking nobody's phone. Don't try to check my phone. I'm not into all that. But I will say I have not received a gift yet for Christmas from a boo.
So yeah, so Damage and I are living in an alternate universe. In my world, every woman I know goes all out for her man, and he gets her like socks. So I do
Haven't seen
think
it.
that Christmas, yeah, like literally, my girlfriends and I were having a conversation about this recently about what's appropriate because somebody wants to buy their boo a gift. I mean, a trip. And I said it's only been like 5 minutes. Don't buy him a trip. But for women who do spend money on their partners, I don't think you should check his phone. I feel like if you feel like you need to check somebody's phone, that means either you're picking up some nonverbal cues that he's cheating or you're insecure in your relationship. Either way, the relationship has a problem. But personally, if I have to check your phone, I don't want to be with you. In fact, I've had people hand me their phones and I've given it back. I don't believe in checking phones whatsoever because it speaks of a lack of trust that I find very unsexy. I do think though that there are some folks who do break up to save money during the holidays because this time last year I was talking to someone and around
Wait,
this
wait, wait,
time,
wait, wait, wait. If you have to break up with somebody to save money, please don't
mhm,
ever go back to that person. That is sad. Do people do that?
Yes.
it happened to me last year. This time last year, I was talking to somebody. He disappeared in December, and then right in the first week of January, he was like, "What's up?" And I was like, "Are you serious?"
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
Wait a minute,
he
wait
and
a
I
minute,
don't
wait,
talk
wait.
anymore.
Wait, I have to understand this. People break up with somebody they're in love with before
Or
the
you just,
holidays
or you
because
I
they
don't
stop
want
think
to
he was in
see.
talking,
love. We were
or you
having
stop
sex. I don't think he
talking.
was in love.
Especially if you got a roster, Jason. Think about it. If you got a roster of 5, you're gonna have to cut some of them people short once Christmas and
Listen,
A roster of
obviously,
5.
yeah, if you got a roster
obviously,
of 5, you're gonna have to kick some to the curb because the budget's not gonna be budgeting for everybody. Okay, it ain't
okay.
going, and you
Right
can't
now,
even
right
spread
now,
stuff that thin.
Wow.
right now, my roster is about 2.5 in the States and 2 out of the country. But let me say this, right? I have about 4.5, five-ish, right?
Not four
I
and a
have to
half.
say,
Half.
because one of them is a half nigga, like he just whatever. Let me say this. When I was in Colombia, one of the guys who stayed with me for the weekend, um, and we had a fabulous time. I took my Louis Vuitton necklace off my neck and put it around his neck. It wasn't even for Christmas. It was just because the time was so good. Now I don't know that I don't know that I'm putting a Christmas tree up or that I'm gonna be putting a bunch of gifts under there for like my niggas to come through and just pick up their shit and keep it going. Because I feel like I'm a gift that keeps giving all year round. Like as long as we're fucking around with
Exactly.
each other, I don't think we need to sit beyond a fireplace with some eggnog and a fucking dog in a Santa suit exchanging pleasantries or gifts. I think that Valentine's Day and Christmas and all that dumb shit are excuses to only treat your significant other like they're worth something once or twice a year. I feel like you should do it all the time.
I agree with that, but it does depend on the gift though, because sentimental gifts are different. Like the best gift I ever got was like a letter. It was like a very heartfelt, like 4-page letter, cue to Aaliyah. And to me, I kept that gift for years after we stopped
And
dating
you read
because
it all? You read it all?
it was beautiful. It was I almost framed it, but the person I was dating told me I wasn't allowed to frame an ex's letter.
Yeah, what
But
the
no,
hell?
it was a beautiful letter.
I wish
Well,
I
the
would
only
date
time
somebody with a letter from their ex.
the only
Burn it.
time I
Burn
the
it.
only time
He burnt it. He burnt it.
the only time I got a 5-page letter was after me and my boyfriend got in a fist fight, and he told me how worthless I was and how I broke his spirit. Boy, we broke up after that. But nonetheless, I don't want you to
Jason.
write me. I don't want you to write me a 4-page letter. I ain't gonna lie. I have a friend who's in prison right now. He wrote me 2 4-page letters. I have not opened or read them. I mean, I've opened the letter, but I have not read them because it's just the idea of having to do this and then this and like I have too many proposals notes. I have Instagram, Bigo, Facebook.
No.
I'm so reading out. I don't want to read letters. Don't read me. Don't read
Jason,
me.
if
Don't.
somebody was madly in love with you and it was 4 pages of you being acknowledged, it's very different than
No.
reading an
If
affidavit. I
you're
promise
madly
you.
in love with me, if you're madly in love with me, pull up, pull my pants down, and suck my dick wherever you see me. That's how you show me love. Don't buy me
That can
shit. Don't
happen
buy me
too.
dumb shit. No, pull my dick out. Matter of fact, pull it out in the bathroom at the fucking Soho House, or pull it out, get some Chick-fil-A sauce, and just line it up my dick and suck that motherfucker like a chicken sandwich. That's how you show me love. Don't write me no goddamn note talking about, oh my God, you're everything. Bitch, we know that. That's why you in here getting this dick every day. Just I'm nasty with it. I ain't got time for all this Golden Girls type love. Did you read my letter?
Right.
No, bitch, I read the bills for this house that I gotta pay
I
for every
don't believe
motherfucking
you.
Jason, I rebuke it because we had
None of
sex on
us
the
believe
porch
you.
as a thank you for the letter. So sometimes letter is foreplay. So I don't think those are mutually exclusive
Listen,
things.
listen. Let me
They're
tell you
not mutually
something.
exclusive.
Let me tell you something. I am a provider. I'm a great conversationalist. When I like you, don't be giggling. Don't be fucking giggling. I'm telling you who the fuck I am right now. I am a conversationalist. I am a cuddler. I am a
A
gifter. I
cuddler.
am a very generous lover. I can tongue you down, and the sex is great. Now I gotta write you a
Oh.
4-page letter. My handwriting is bad. By the time I get to the 5th line, you're gonna think I have cerebral palsy because the fucking the writing, handwriting is gonna be scribbly. So
Now,
no, I'm not writing shit.
nobody said you had to write a letter, but don't act like you wouldn't
Right.
appreciate a letter, Jason. That is a
I
ball.
It
don't
was
That is a
sweet.
damage,
lie.
damage.
It was sweet.
My assistant, who I fired, God rest her
Oh.
soul. And I'm not doing this to shade her at all. I know I'm not doing this to shade her at
She's
all.
not
'Cause
dead. What do you mean God rest her soul?
well, she's dead to Hollywood Unlocked, but it is what it is, right? Everybody that
Oh
leaves here,
God.
we have funerals for everybody. Look, so when she left, she sent me a card. The card was only this big, and it was the nicest, sweetest thing. And it took me a month to read it because I don't have time to read shit that ain't accompanied with a check. Like, what am I reading? You're gone. Bye. Like, what am I reading?
I do have a question for you guys, and I want you guys to be honest. I recently had a friend confess some feelings for me, and they were not mutual. And the response wasn't, oh, "Okay, let's go back to being friends." It was like, "Hey, do you want to be like my romantic friend?" And I've never heard of such a thing. What do you guys think of the idea of
Excuse
two
me. A
people?
romantic type of friend is called a fuck buddy. What are you talking about?
No, no sex, no sex. I don't have to have
What are
sex.
you, then what are you talking about?
I get to be like courted, but I don't have to give it anything up. And I've never heard of this concept before of
Uh,
romantic friendship.
that's a
I
lie.
feel like this is
Altogether.
like, let me put the tip in. This feels like a setup. Like I
Yeah, it's
feel
a
like this
lie,
is setting
bro.
me up.
It's a lie.
Yeah,
That's another lie.
yeah, it is.
Really?
Oh
If
yeah,
I
you don't
feed
have to do anything.
Yeah,
Vegas
if I
sounds
feed you, I'm
nice. I've
fucking
had
you.
a rough
If I
year,
feed
guys. I've
you,
had a really
if I
rough
feed you,
year.
nobody care. Listen. Your man wanted to suck your panties. The other friend fucked your man. Yeah, you've had a rough year. But let me tell you something. I feed you, I'm fucking you. You're not getting no free ride from me, on the dick or off the dick. If I put in, you put out. Look, it's 2022. I hope that everybody watching this reckless ass show, and I've tried to stop cussing, but it's just not happening. You
Listen.
deserve better. That is the moral of this whole conversation. At this point, I've had a couple people. I've had a couple people. Just move on. Fuck it. Just have good luck,
I'm
y'all. Good
so
luck.
scared of that sentence.
No, listen. Speaking of going hit for hit, what? Go ahead, Dan. What you gonna say?
No. You can go ahead. I was gonna say when something seems too good to be true, believe it.
Okay, and all jokes aside, I do have intimate relationships with a friend or two that are not sexual, but we are intimate, so there is a lot of affection or intimacy or traveling together, whatever. And
Hmm.
the one thing that I have found recently that I like, which I didn't like before because I thought it made me feel real feminine, was when a man held me and rubbed my hair, because that's what I be doing to them. But I'm
Oh no, I
talking to
love
some.
doing that. I love it when you do that to a guy. It makes him sleep better.
But I'm dealing. It makes you sleep better, so I've been sleeping a lot
Yeah.
better. Besides the
Hmm.
magnesium and the melatonin. But when they grabbed me and kind of put their hand on my head and start rubbing my head, and I was kind of laying in the pit of their arm, I said, I feel like a bitch, but I liked it. You know what I mean? Because I wasn't being submissive. I was finally, after a full day of being in control, being controlled, and I liked it.
It wasn't control. It was surrender. That's how I sell it to guys. You're not. I'm not. I'm not being having you be submissive. You're just surrendering to me. I think a lot of men don't realize how much tension they hold in their head and their necks. So if your guy is having like a, how do I say this? Men have periods too, guys. You guys have PMS. Men get cranky and they don't want to admit it. And if a guy I'm dating gets cranky, that little head rub at night, about 3 nights of that, all of a sudden he has a little pep in his step. I'm telling you, it always works.
So let me ask you guys a question. Damage. Let me ask you, since you're a man, is it awkward? Is it awkward that I'm now smelling the guy's, private parts and underarm parts, like enjoying the aroma of it? Because, and of course, they're clean. But like, have you ever had a girl just come over and like put her head in your underarm and smell it, and then smell your dick and just look at you in your face, and you look back without judgment?
Wait,
You know
what?
what's funny? No one's did that to me, but I do that. Like I smell, like if I like somebody, I smell their neck, their ears, I do that. So I get it, Jason. So I don't think it's nothing strange about. No one's done it to me, but people always think I'm weird when I start sniffing around. Because think about it, when you mess with somebody, I mean, hopefully they're clean and they have nice hygiene.
Yeah.
That
That part.
smell turns you on. Like you smell somebody's armpits
Yeah.
or something like that. You like, damn, what kind of soap is this, baby? God
I
damn.
feel like I'm just getting nastier by the day. I'm doing things I never would have done before. When I was younger, I used to believe in sucking toes because I watched some porno where the guy was sucking this girl's feet. So I used to suck my girlfriend's feet. I'm so mad. Her feet weren't even that cute. You knew your feet were ugly and you let me suck them claws. But I now, at the age of 44, I'm not putting
Wow.
nobody's feet in my mouth, because I look at my feet and I'm like, if somebody put this in their mouth, I'm never kissing them. My feet be dry as hell, dehydrated.
Mm.
My pinky toe be having a curved nail. The
Mm.
both of the big toes look like they need some kind of antifungal lotion or something, because the nails, I don't know what it is, as you get older, they just look like shit. My daddy got them slave feet from over in Mississippi, and I think I done got that and them nigga eyes. By the way, I've had 2 facials in the last week because I think I'm getting them bags. No, this ain't spirit, bitch. Them bags got to go. So I got a dermatologist appointment next week. No, but anyway, I feel like I'm
Yay
doing
for
weird things now in the
facials.
bedroom. I'm doing weird things in the bedroom. You know what I mean? Flipping them over, doing all types of shit. Anyway, all right, let's move on. Hit for
Oh.
hit.
Wow.
L.A. Reid, music executive guru, says that he wants to see Mariah Carey go hit to hit with Beyonce. Now, the former
Mm-mm.
LaFace Records guy, he's the one that stole all the money from Chili and them. He shared that he would like to see, allegedly, a battle go head to head against Mariah Carey and Beyonce. Now, we all know Mariah has a lot of hits and Beyonce has a lot of catchy songs. I don't know that she has enough number ones like Mariah does. But either way, he said the fans they both have, and the hits they both have, the legacies they both have. And he went on to say that B is the queen, right? now, and sometimes Mariah might be slightly underrated for how long her career has lasted, how many hits she has, and how she practically owns Christmas. So I don't think that that would not be a good one. Now, look, we just saw the versus battle. We just saw Bone Thugs and Harmony beat the hell out of whatever other what rap group was that?
3 6
Mafia.
3-6
Mafia.
Mafia.
Well, which isn't fair because one of them don't only got one arm, right?
Jason, the battle was very fair. It was very fair.
Juicy J alone though could have won, so I'm just gonna say fair is subjective because Juicy J is his
And
own
DJ Paul
icon.
Listen,
has
I'm
both
not
rims.
making jokes out of him only having one arm, but you guys didn't laugh at that, and it made it really awkward. So if you would have laughed and it would have just moved on, the fans would not be gagging right now. But either way, sorry to you and your arm. I didn't mean that. They're Oscar winners. Look, either way, I just don't want to see Mariah and Beyonce standing on stage in their sequin gowns, beating each other up over who's number one. Mariah is a queen. Beyonce is a queen. We're not going to do the Nicki Cardi thing, the Nicki Kim thing, the Nicki every other female rapper who's better than her and more relevant than her at the time thing. Like, let's just allow these queens to be queens, but I do not want to see it. And I think, honestly, they're both above verses. Mariah, when you call Mariah, this is Mariah. Hey, darling. That really is her. She's too fancy for this bullshit. She ain't doing that.
I think Mariah's above it. Her level of unbotheredness, I aspire to get to that when I get older. I feel like her and Patti LaBelle are the most unbothered divas in the history of divadom. And I also do think too, like the industry has a bad habit of pitting women of color against each other. And for a long time, they always had Whitney Houston versus Mariah until Whitney and Mariah did a song together. And so I think having Beyonce against her would be more of the same. They deserve to have their own verses where a bunch of amazing divas do songs together and we can clap for them. But I don't like the idea of them going against each other.
You brought up Whitney Houston. Did you guys see that Whitney Houston documentary where she shaded the hell out of Janet Jackson and Paula Abdul? It was
No
breathtaking. It was
Whitney was good at shade. She was very good
Whitney
at shade.
Houston. No. It was what's her mama name? Sissy Houston was shady as fuck. She's still alive, so I can say this about her. May she not rest in peace yet. She was shady as hell. She shaded the hell out of Janet Jackson, and Whitney went right on with it. That's why I love them both. But either way, yeah, I don't know. I don't want to see this. I think Beyonce is above it, but I also think Mariah's above it too. I think both of them are so huge and so massive. That's like saying Prince and Michael Jackson should go head to head, even though we know Prince would have won.
I don't think they're above it though. I mean, we seen some great people go head to head for verses, and I feel like the versus battles I don't want to see, like the one we just seen, 3-6 Mafia and Bone Thugs, turn out to always be the best verses, right? No one ever thought Bone Thugs could beat 3-6 Mafia. I don't think anybody in their right mind will go, they're going to beat 3-6 Mafia. But it ended up being such a celebration. I do feel like we are due for a new celebration of Mariah Carey. I know she owns Christmas and all that, but I think it's been a while since the culture has really show a lot of support for Mariah Carey overall. That's just my opinion. So I think it would be dope to see. I would love to see it. We got to see a lot of the greats touch that stage, a lot of legends. We had the Isley brothers, we had Patti LaBelle. It's a lot of huge acts went on versus. So I would love to see it. Actually, I think that'd be dope for the culture. I don't think I would want to put them against each other, but for a celebration fact,
it would be against each other. It'd be like Brandy and Monica Part 2, where all the talk would be about, oh, did you see how Mariah was looking at Beyonce? Bone Thugs, that was awesome what happened with them in 3-6 Mafia, but we actually have to talk about how divas, these women are called divas. When you pit two divas against each other, there's an inherent cattiness in the way that it's marketed that Bone Thugs and 3-6 didn't have. So I think this is one of those times where the marketing does matter.
I would just like to say on behalf of me and my spirit intake, both Mariah Carey and Kevin Hart have yet to mail me what they promised me. Kevin was on the show last week, and he said that by Tuesday, I would have his wine. Kevin, forgive me if I'm speaking out of turn because I haven't gone to the post office box, but I know my team has, and we don't have that wine. And Mariah, this black Irish cream, you got me down here drinking Baileys every day. Send me the cream, girl. But no, Mariah said she wants to do something. She wants to sit down and do something. We're supposed to be going to dinner soon, so hopefully that happens. Look, COVID is real out here, and people are getting vaccinated left and right. One would say that they have 2 vaccine shots and a booster. Another person would say there's 3 shots that you have to take now. But either way, a man tried to avoid getting a COVID-19 vaccination by using a fake arm. Now, this man was clearly white. I know for sure, right? A man was arrested for fraud after he reportedly attempted to use a fake arm to avoid getting the COVID-19 vaccination in Italy. The man, reported to be in his 50 years old, entered the clinic while wearing a silicone arm covered in order to receive the jab. Now, his name is Philippa Boa. Oh no, the nurse had to be Filipino. Yo, these are some stereotypes that I know you guys are saying that I'm doing, but I've worked in the nursing industry for a long time. Most nurses are Filipino. They're smart. They know where the bag is at.
Or
Okay.
Haitian.
Anyway,
Mhm.
Philippa Bua, the nurse who was administering the shot, noticed that the skin was too light and described it as, quote, rubbery and cold. And she said, at first I thought I made a mistake, that it was a patient with an artificial arm. She reported the man to the police despite his pleas to keep it under wraps. That's funny.
She's
The
slick.
man was a healthcare worker who was suspended from his job because he didn't get the vaccine. Now, a lot of people are really, really mad about this because it's mandatory for everybody to be vaccinated in this country if you're a healthcare worker. My friend who's a firefighter almost lost his job recently because he didn't get vaccinated. And so there's a lot of conversation around whether or not people should be forced to vaccinate. There's the whole anti-vax movement. But either way, now people checked his Twitter, and asked his followers if someone would notice if they were wearing a silicone male chest bodysuit while browsing on Amazon. So clearly, he told on himself.
Damn. I mean, I do think it's sad that people are being forced to take it. Like they're gonna say you're not being forced. You have the option, but then you lose your job, you lose your livelihood, and I
Lose
see a lot of
everything.
people going at all types of great lengths to not get this shot. But at the same time, you're working in healthcare. You don't want to affect people. That's the one thing about COVID. Even if you don't want to take care of yourself, you could affect somebody else. So you gotta be mindful of that. It's crazy.
I don't. Yeah, I'm on the fence because historically speaking, no virus in the history of time has ever been overcome without a vaccine. It's literally never happened. So, just as a matter of non-emotional speaking objectively, you cannot ever get rid of something like COVID without a vaccine. It's never happened in history. Every time this has happened, a vaccine has been the only thing that stopped it. So, if we take the emotion out of it, I don't think it's necessarily unfair to do what is the only thing that ever works. I do think though that the fact that this man thought he could hide a whole arm. Like, I just want to know where his other arm was. I'm just worried about the
Well,
semantics.
let
Was it
me
in
let
his
me
shirt?
challenge you. Let me
Like, what
challenge
was
you on
that?
that though, because thousands and thousands of people die as a result of catching the flu every year, and there's the flu vaccine, but they're not forced to take the flu vaccination shot. I've never been chosen to do it. Yes, this thing got out of control because there was no international program to get it under control, nor was our scientific you know, researchers or advocates or whatever. There was no protocols in place. There was nothing in place to deal with it. There's been multiple pandemics that have rolled out across the world where lots of people have lost their lives. Less than this one, of course, where we didn't have to say, hey, in order for you to get on a plane, you have to be vaccinated. In order for your kid to go to school, they have to be. Well, no, schools they have. But I don't know. I just find it very interesting the different type of pressure that's being put on people about this thing than things we've seen in the past.
Yeah, it's honestly, it is what it is. It's the new normal, so you're gonna have to get with it or go get yourself a fake arm. Just don't tweet about it. How about that? But
Yeah.
That
for
part.
you to think a nurse won't be able to figure out you got a fake arm on you and
Where
she has to
was
check your pulse, wrap the arm up, you're gonna get caught.
my thing is, where was the other arm? Like, I just want to know where he thought he was going to hide
His
that arm. Like,
pants.
my brain can't understand this.
Me neither. And what else I can't understand is what else we could say about that or the show because it's been a blast. Look, I want to tell everybody go over to the website right now, hollywoodunlocked.com/shop, and sign up to get the new merch that's on the way here now from China. And I'm really excited for this drop to happen and everything happening coming up soon. I mean, 2022 is going to shape up to be a good year for everybody. And I hope that everybody's out there getting prepared. So,
Yes.
yeah.
And
All
Jason,
right.
we're
And
going to
make
get you
sure.
a pedicure for the holidays because it sounds like Damage and I need to chip in to get you a pedicure.
Actually, just got one yesterday, toes and nails. Thank you. All right,
Oh,
look, y'all, I'm
nice.
out. Have a good one. Peace. All right, look, that was a great show. And make sure you keep coming back because we got all types of amazing interviews and topics that are going to make you go crazy.
That's right. That means like, subscribe, do everything you need to do to make sure you stay up to date with what we got going on.
And ladies, stay tuned in because you know I have your back.
And listen, make sure that you're commenting below because even though I say I don't read it on the show, that's all I do when it's over. Peace.